The following program is presented by Pro Sound and Video.
In this edition of Broward Teen News, we will discover how McFatter students have a great automotive opportunity.
A student PSA that warns the dangers of sextortion.
A mother and her daughter is starting a dog collar business.
And a temple reaching out to those in need.
Stay tuned for all of that and more. Good afternoon. I'm Sean.
I'm Ezra. Welcome back to Broward Teen News.
Today, we will look at stories made by teen reporters in South Florida.
The first story comes from McFatter Technical High, where students have the opportunity to learn many valuable skills through the school's automotive tech program.
At McFatter Tech, students have the choice to pick a technical program to join their junior and senior year.
I chose the automotive program because my father was a mechanic and I always wanted to follow in his footsteps, so that really influenced me. I'm most grateful for my great instructor, Mr. Salmon. He really guides me through the whole program, helping me fix cars and stuff.
I like all the kids that are in the class. I like how we get to learn how to repair the cars and do all the maintenance and learn how to do brakes, the alternators, stuff like that. And just teachers are really nice. They teach us a lot, let us do the hands-on stuff, and it's a good mix of both the online stuff and the actual hands-on learning.
In the automotive class, students can get a jump start on their future career as a car mechanic.
In order to encourage their peers to act safely online, a group of students have created a PSA about sextortion.
Through hard work and determination, a mother and her daughter have started a business selling dog collars.
This is Roxy, the Border Collie. He is named Hachiko, and the Chocolate Lab is Buck.
Katie and her mom run Wag Around Town together. They started their business in 2022 to help dogs around the world to have a better day-to-day life.
Me and my mom have this business together. We started out making travel dog mats. She would see dogs sitting on the floor all the time, so she came up with the idea for a dog travel mat that easily rolls out and keeps them clean so they're not sitting on the dirty floor and it stays cool.
Katie wants to extend the reach of their business by connecting with other business related to dogs. She strives to have a community of people around her that understand her love of animals.
We've been thinking about reaching out to grooming salons since I am a groomer myself. I was thinking of incorporating the charmdanas into my business, so that way instead of me giving them a bandana each time they come, I could give them a new charm to add to the bandana to accessorize and send them home with their charmdana. You know, these are easy to clean, so if it's dirty, I can clean it, add a new charm, and send them home.
Her goal is to expand the business and meet the needs of dogs around the world. You can find their products on their website, wagaroundtown.com. Go buy something for your dog to improve their day-to-day life or when they are outdoors.
To combat the growing rate of inactivity among modern teens, some students have created a PSA about exercise.
Oh, I've been sitting down for way too long. I need some exercise.
At a time of distress for many people, Temple Beth M is reaching out to help those in need.
The last 2 months of the year are filled with festivities and times of celebration. But for the Jewish community, this holiday season will feel different.
I mean, I look to my temple to help me in times of need, you know, in difficult times. It makes me feel at home. It makes me feel like there's a place where I can go and feel safe. I think that's really important now with all that's going on in the world.
Few disasters are as tragic as war, and the conflict in Israel is no exception. On the fateful day of October 7th, a Jewish holiday called Simchat Torah, tragedy struck, affecting people across the globe.
But when I woke up Saturday morning and I looked at my phone, I saw that hundreds of hostages were taken. I was devastated.
It was so upsetting, and then it was like, who's there right now? Like, are they okay? Are they coming home? And it was like, oh my God, how could that even happen?
But the winds of war did not tear down the unity of the Beth community.
We organized a prayer service that Sunday night, the next day, in this room. Every one of these seats was filled. It's the best thing that could happen.
We were there, but still very anxious, wanting to know about family and friends, wanting to know what was going to be tomorrow.
And everybody shared just a little bit of their heartache on that day. And there is something really powerful to coming together when your heart is broken, because you realize that you are not alone.
I felt like a relief. It was so nice and like warm to have like a room full of people that you know. Everybody's Jewish, everybody's going through this, everybody knows somebody who's feeling something right now. It was like, this is where we need to be. So it was incredible.
My main role is to comfort the people here who are hurting. As much as it helps them, it helps me. Because I'm also hurting. And I need people to share that with.
And with Hanukkah season just around the corner, the bonds of community will be stronger than ever.
You know, Hanukkah is the festival of lights, so I think it's important to recognize that even in these dark times that we always as Jews have hope. Unfortunately, it's the difficult tragedies that bring people together and make people want to be together. And I think Hanukkah will be a great time for that.
But for many, this holiday season just won't be as sweet.
I think it'll be fun to celebrate, but I also think it'll hurt because there's so many, I think it's like 200 something, maybe 240 hostages right now in Gaza that won't get to celebrate with their family. So bittersweet, maybe a little bit more bitter, but also kind of just a reminder of like why we're Jewish.
When a community comes together, there will always be a light, however bright, at the end of the tunnel. For Raider Vision, I'm Desmond Howard, reporting.
Unethical treatment of farm animals is a popular issue among Americans. One student in particular made a PSA to promote veganism among his peers.
To promote respect among the diverse South Florida population, a student has made a PSA about cultural appropriation.
Hey, happy Halloween! Halloween is the spookiest time of the year, and a big contributor to that spooky factor are the costumes. When I'm making a Halloween costume, I'm thinking of a Jedi Master. Or maybe even an icon, like Michael Jackson. But wait, this makes me think. Where should the line be drawn between cultural appropriation and creative costumes? This term, cultural appropriation, according to the Cambridge Dictionary, refers to the act of taking or using things from a culture that is not your own, especially without showing that you understand or respect this culture. See, my friend just sent me a picture of his Halloween costume, and as a Cuban American, in my culture, Cuban cigars represent respect and a major portion of my country's wealth. So why should such an important item to my culture be reduced to a Halloween costume? It's trick-or-treating time. Now, my friend probably didn't intend any disrespect, but it's about how he made me feel about my culture that matters. Oh my gosh! Oh. Now this brings up intent versus impact. Anyone could have good intentions with their costume, but negative representation of one's culture could perpetuate systematic oppression. Much better. So before you play pretend for a few hours, make sure you know the history behind your costume and be aware of what you wear.
Despite this tech school not having an official volleyball team, these students have found a way to play the game they love.
In South Florida, Ezra Hojaira discovered his love for volleyball at a young age. He was focused on improving his skills at this sport and found it one of his favorite passions.
I've been playing for the past 2 years, and it's just a lot of fun, and I feel like hyped whenever I play it. I play the libero the most because that's what I've practiced with for the past 2 years.
The McFatter volleyball program competes against other tech schools in the area. Ezra decided this was the place to grow his talents and create a bond with a team.
We did tryouts, and since the coach already saw me play for the past year every lunch, then it heightened my chances of getting on the team.
With Ezra as their anchor, they train to get a jump on the other teams they play.
Once the season starts, we practice every Friday night and Wednesday. So far, our McFatter team is completely undefeated. Our coach is really, she knows all the tactics and she knows the formations, and she taught it really well.
They are not scheduled to play the other public schools in the district. This limits their competition, but it may be a blessing in disguise.
It's most likely because we're mixed gender teams. We have boys and girls on our team. We'll put up a good fight, but I don't think we can win against the varsity. I've seen some of them play. They're kind of really, really good.
Ezra has an idea about how the program will progress in the future and a potential merger.
In the future, I'm sure it'll grow, but it'll slowly shrink. We're able to join Nova's team, so most of our good players are gonna branch off and play for their team instead of ours.
For McFatter TV, I'm Lucas Perez.
Well, that's all we have for you today.
To see more, check out the Broward Teen News Facebook page. I'm Ezra.
And I'm Sean.
Thank you for watching.
Broward Teen News was brought to you by ProSound and Video.